Next on Impact the World, Wisconsin's Engineers Without Borders go to work in Rwanda.
I was sitting with one of the students at the school that we were building the rainwater catchment tank, and he was very confident with his English and was explaining to me how their school was rich now. And I was like, what do you mean your school is rich? And his response was, well, we have water.
Welcome back to Impact the World. We've seen how Purdue and Indiana use research and medical leadership to make a difference around the world. At the University of Wisconsin, a student-run nonprofit organization also crosses borders, near and far, for the same noble purpose. Maramba, a small rural community located in Rwanda. In 2003, a landslide severed the main water pipeline, restricting the community's access to clean water. An international call for help was issued, a call answered in Madison, Wisconsin. The University of Wisconsin-Madison is one of 250 chapters of Engineers Without Borders USA.
Engineers Without Borders is a chance for students and professionals to work together in order to bring solutions such as clean water, adequate sanitation, sustainable energy to people in the world that don't have it right now.
Small communities, especially in the rural areas that aren't connected by paved roads, still really struggle. There's not enough food, there's not enough money to spur infrastructure, and without infrastructure it's really hard to get basic quality of life.
The student-run Madison chapter had just opened in the fall of 2003, and a team of 8 students, a faculty advisor, and a medical doctor deployed to the rugged mountain territory in the heart of Africa.
Stepping off the plane and out of the airport, it was completely different than anything I've ever seen. I've never been anywhere that had that much poverty before.
There's so much that you cannot learn in the classroom. It's good for them to be productive and successful in these communities.
The team spent weeks repairing the pipeline and developing new water sources for Maramba.
We just don't go into communities to give them, say, a bridge or build them a bridge, but instead it's a 5-year minimum commitment. So we're coming back to the same community, helping the same people, seeing the lives that we have affected.
Over that 5-year period, the team helped build a crossing over a canal, teamed with farmers to create more efficient plots for crops, and built a rainwater catchment system at a local church.
We're installing a rainwater catchment system here on the church. We need to be able to collect the water that comes off the roof. The gutters are going to direct the flow from the roof to this big 10,000-liter after-tank reservoir. There's going to be a tap that will give people access to the water here. And then on the other side, we're going to have an overflow pipe and a drain for cleaning the tank.
The idea then is to take the water when it's plentiful and store it into a container that can be used to offset the water demand during the dry season.
There aren't roads to all the places, all the sites we work at, so we have to carry tons of material to the site.
The rainwater catchment project, like the pipeline, was a community effort.
Engineers Without Borders doesn't go searching for projects. They have to be some sort of community initiative to want these projects.
You really want to give incentive for that technology to spread beyond where it is so that we don't have to be there, that there isn't a dependence on us.
UW-Madison's Engineers Without Borders chapter is one of the largest chapters in the U.S., boasting 120 student members.
Of those 120, about 40 travel per year to different parts of the world working on the projects that we do have.
In addition to Rwanda, Wisconsin has projects in Kenya, El Salvador, and Haiti. In 2009, the Haiti team won a prestigious UNESCO award for its work on a hydroelectric power project in Haiti. And Engineers Without Borders helps aspiring engineers in their own Wisconsin community.
On campus, we have this outreach organization called Young Scientists of America. Really what EWB is looking for is trying to educate and train this next generation of engineers.
The rainwater catchment system in Maramba, Rwanda, took 5 weeks to complete.
There was a big kind of fanfare when this community received this huge black water tank. It was kind of a ceremonious event where, people were hauling it off of the truck and rolling it down to the site and preparing, to put it on the foundation that had been built.
I was sitting with one of the students at the school that we were building the rainwater catchment tank, and he was very confident with his English and was explaining to me how their school was rich now. And I was like, what do you mean your school is rich? And his response was, well, we have water.
2012 marks year 8 of Wisconsin's Engineers Without Borders work in Rwanda. The next project, a new health clinic.
The clinic that we're looking at building will increase the capacity of the current clinic from 6 beds to about 40 beds.
I'm looking forward to being able to see people go within their area to get health care and not have to carry their loved ones for 3 hours on a stretcher just to get medication.
At UW-Madison, we talk about something called the Wisconsin idea that was put forth about 100 years ago. Knowledge should serve to fulfill the aspirations of people across the world.
There's definitely an element of trust that builds up over time. I have really a lot of good friends there that I really look forward to seeing again.
It gives us a really neat opportunity to use the skills that we're learning in the classroom semester after semester and put them to use in a situation where they're actually going to impact people's day-to-day lives.
It just takes engineering to a really personal level, more on the humanitarian side.